Mountains and rivers. Breathing in, I stay with my in-breath. Breathing out, I stay with my out-breath. In, out. Breathing in, I stay with my in-breath as it is. Short, I know it's short. Long, deep, shallow. Breathing out, I stay with my out-breath as it is. Either it's short, long, deep, slow. In as it is, out as it is. Breathing in, I stay with my in-breath from the beginning to the end. Breathing out, I stay with my out-breath from the beginning to the end. In from the beginning to the end. Out from the beginning to the end. Breathing in, I enjoy being in this moment. Breathing out, nothing to do, nowhere to go. Enjoy the moment, nothing to do, nowhere to go. Dear Thai, dear Sangha, today is Sunday, the 30th of April in the year 2023. We are in Thai Plum Village International Practice Center in the retreat for Wake Up with the theme, Now I See. And I'm very happy to see that you have arrived. This is the third day of the retreat. It's always so wonderful to see so many young people come together and to fill up all the youth energy in our monastery, that we also already have a lot of youth energy here, because most of our monastics also wake up generation. And I know Thai is our teacher, who's now in the picture, and in your heart, in every one of us are very happy every time when we see so many young people come together and to practice, to understand more about your life, to learn how to live peacefully and happier. We have been living here and learn about the basic practice. And I would like to start with the practice of mindfulness, which many of you have interested in for coming here. The organizing team asked me to talk on the theme today is, please call me by your true names. When we get to the end, we will know what is it. But let us start from the foundation, because when you have the basic foundation, you will be able to continue on and on and on for the rest of your life. And the practice here, as many brothers and sisters already share, that we practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness itself, there's many meaning that you can experience, and you can come and see by yourself, and you can practice by yourself. I would like to summarize a little bit what the brothers and sisters have shared the last few days, our practice. Many colors here. Can you see from the back? Okay. Mindfulness, do you have any question about mindfulness? Is this, any of you, this is your first time that you hear about mindfulness? Can you raise your hand? Everyone, or only one person? It's wonderful. In the past, when I went to the retreat, sometimes there will be friends who never heard about mindfulness, and they ask that is the mind that full? Because it makes sense. In Thai, I'm Thai. I grew up in Thailand. We hear this word so often, sati. Like the other day, Brother Hiền Pháp, Romchat already share. But even that, the new generation may not know what is sati. And what I experienced the first time when I feel mindful, that when I learn how to come back with my breathing, and when I be able to sit down and stop and breathe and collect my mind back to my body. So being mindful also go together with your breathing. We always have our body here. You may sit here, but then your mind somewhere else. Sometimes you're not arrived yet, you might still think, what happened with your office in Saigon, in Ho Chi Minh City, right? What happened at home in Bangkok? What's going on in New York City? And in that moment, it means you lost your home. Your home may be in Bangkok or in New York City, your physical home. But you are lost your true home inside of you because you are here in Pat Chong, but your mind is somewhere else. And that happened with us all the time. And the first time when I can sit down and I follow my breathing, and I find out that I can bring, my body is here, my mind is here. I can bring my mind back to my body. And everything quiet down when our mind back to our body. In that moment, I feel like I'm really there. Oh, I'm really present with myself. I'm really there. In our Dharma discussion group yesterday, have a wonderful sharing, and one of the things the sister asked, how do you know your calling? It means, how do you know your deep desire? And it made me think of when I was 18. Who is 18 here? Can you raise your hand? We are older. Oh, there's one. Congratulations. You are very fortunate you are here at 18 years old. At that time, 18, I already read Thai's book, but I have nowhere to know that where is Thai. I thought this man who wrote this book already passed away a long time ago because the book is so sacred. The Miracle of Mindfulness. Have you read that book? I read it the first time. It's one of the most classic books of Thai. So if you have not read it, please find it. That's the first book that I read. And I not even know in Thai they write Tit Nat Han. There's no clue that this is a monk. A monk in Thailand is start with Pra. And this must be a philosopher, very high, and wrote this is like a Bible. And I thought the book is so sacred, must be many hundred years ago. And this man must be already passed away. But it touched me so much, especially the part that told me, ล้างจานเพื่อล้างจาน washing dishes, just washing dishes. You just wash your dishes fully, wholeheartedly. It means you dwell fully there, being present where you are washing dishes. And it's really touched me, there's such a thing. And at that age, you already passed that age, but I have this moment every time I start to look, where will I go with my life? What is my direction? At 18 years old in Thailand, at that time, you prepare to go enter to the university, and you have to pass this entrance exam. It's a little bit easier now because there are many private schools you can choose. But at that time, only 7 government university, and there's only 7 university, and the whole country have to take exam and try to reach the higher score, and you have to choose in a rank of 7 rank or something. Whatever score you have, you fall in that university of that faculty is quite a strategy to choose and to enter university. So the first thing I try to decide what I want to do in my life, what I choose to study at that age. And in my mind, I have so many things because I do not really know myself yet at that time. Maybe I will be a business lady, very rich and smart and beautiful. We're perfect. Because my family also a business family. Or maybe I study engineer, printing engineer. My family they doing printing press. Or maybe I do the accounting, finance. Oh no, maybe I go to be flight attendant, so I can travel the world. Or maybe I be a doctor. Have you ever had this kind of thinking? Go everywhere. And I go try to talk to friends and family members and relatives, whoever, and each one of them tell me different things. And I get all this information on top of my head for many weeks. And one day, I just sit down and I realize that too much, cannot think anymore. My head is full, cannot think anymore. You know, when you reach the highest suffering, you cannot suffer anymore. So, if you feel suffer, don't worry. When you reach the limit, you cannot suffer anymore. So don't be afraid of suffering. But be sure that you can sit down and stop, or lie down, or walk. You can stop. And mindfulness make you stop. Like that day when I sit down, because too much information, too much thinking, cannot decide. My head is full and headache, so tired, I just sit down and stop. That time I didn't know that it's mindfulness. But probably I read Thai's book, I didn't know that man because I think he passed away, no need to find him. But probably some of that seed reading his book have come into me. And growing up in Thailand, I have tendency to interested in spirituality. So the word sati and mindfulness come into my mind sometimes. And we always taught when we were young, breathe when you're angry, or count 1 to 10. So probably some of that seed. And when I sit down, I stop. And suddenly everything calmed down. All my thinking, all my 100 choices, is gone. And at that moment, everything became very quiet in my head and very clear. And suddenly, there's a voice inside of me coming up. Do whatever you can help others. It's just that voice just come up. When everything calm and clear like the water that's very clear, they reflect things as they are and they give rise to clarity. Deep in our store consciousness, deep in our mind, we have many kinds of seeds and wonderful seeds. And then some of those seeds is our deep desire, our deep calling. And when we can just stop and quiet. I learned later when try to look at my life. Oh, when I stop at that time, I come back with my breathing naturally. Nobody guide me like I guide you this morning. But when I stop, naturally I stay with my breath. And suddenly that calling come up. Oh, just do whatever you can help people. And no fortune teller, no nothing to come tell you, oh, you be a doctor, you be a nurse, you be this and that. But when I have that quote, that sentence, that phrase come up in my mind, I was so happy because I feel that I have the guidance and it deep from my mind. I say, okay, very easy now. No need to ask anybody anymore. I just choose to go to university and the faculty that I can do something to help people. And then I choose all this rank I choose all the doctor, the dentist, things that I can do with people. I say, okay, I decide to choose career that I can work with people, but not with machine. Nowadays, so many machines for you to work with. At that time, not so many. And then I finally become a nurse. And after studying, when I was 26, I come into another period, the same. But that time I already know the practice and have continued mindfulness. And when we start practicing, we know how to stop. And it's very easy to us to come back to our breathing and bring our mind back to our body. Especially, you breathe with your body. Like this morning, Brother Dak Vieng guide us, aware of your body and smile to your body. Or when you come the first day, Brother Ditfo already guide you to do total relaxation. Do you like it? It's one of many people's favorite because you can lie down and meditate. No need to worry what cushion or sit up straight or not, and afraid that you will fall asleep. When you do total relaxation, everything relaxes. And that's also the practice of breathing and aware of your body. Thai has been very insightful and kind and compassionate that applies the teaching on the full awareness of breathing. It's one of the discourse, one of the sutra, one of the texts of teaching by the Buddha, and have guided us very concretely how to bring awareness to your life by using your breathing. Like brothers share the first day, breathing is your best friend. And one of the first thing and the foundation of your breathing that you can do very easy, just come back and be aware of your body. And total relaxation basically take the part on this teaching is the awareness of your breathing. The first part is aware of your body. Like I guided earlier, breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. This is also, your breathing also part of your body. We breathe all the time, but we not aware of our breathing. And second, we stay with our breathing from the beginning to the end. So you're aware of your breathing as it is. You don't need to fix your breathing. Maybe we read or we learn that, if you meditate and you have very deep breath and you can breathe very deep, very slow, it means you can reach enlightenment. But we not practice to tie through, like the brothers say the first day, we are not practicing to do sitting or whatever, and you try to go after something. Aimlessness. Even your peace, sometimes we sit and we want to feel peace, to be peace, and that desire, that want, it can become your obstacle. But what is important that we know how to practice, and our mind has a great capacity just to flow and to transform. We just need to be aware of it from the beginning to the end. And the third one is aware of your whole body. The fourth one, calm or relax your whole body. And this too is the one that you get to experience the first night. Thai has to apply and bring these 2 points to break down. Breathing in, I'm aware of my shoulder. Breathing out, I relax my shoulder. I sit for a long time in front of the computer, in front of the machine. And sometimes I don't know that I have my body. Can you ever feel the machine can really suck you in for many hours and you forgot that you are sitting here because you lost into the website on the cyber world. And we practice total relaxation. We practice these 2 parts. By breathing, use the breathing like you are scanned. When you're not well, you have to go do some CT scan or X-ray. Your breathing is that machine. You scan your head and breathing out, I relax my head. I empty out all my thinking. It doesn't help me, all this thinking. Breathing in, I'm aware of my heart. It's so tired because I'm so stressful from work. I didn't try to sleep enough. Breathing out, I smile to my heart. I relax my heart. This is how we practice to come back, to be aware of our body. By use your breathing to be as the bridge. So in mindfulness is also awareness. Is it easier to call awareness? For some of us, no, some of us no. Call whatever you can understand and put to the practice. Because when you put into the practice, you experience it and you will know what it is. And sometimes it goes beyond the words. And when we aware, when we see thing and aware thing, the first thing we can do that we can stop. And when we can stop, then we can start to recognize what is happening. What is happening in our body. This evening, I think you will have the presentation on the 5 mindfulness trainings. How many of you have received the 5 mindfulness trainings? Not so many. So this evening will be a very good chance for many of us to learn about how to put the practice of mindfulness in a concrete way. Mindfulness training is how to, when we learn how to breathe with all this, but when we are living our life, we are very unhappy. Every morning I came down to the kitchen and I saw my mom's always talk and complain and worry about me. It's not so pleasant morning because moms always look at us and see us still so young, especially Vietnamese mother, right? I heard many of you say, so loving, caring, but sometimes too caring, we feel that not enough space. And how do you practice with that? How do you practice with that feeling coming up? How do you practice to be able to breathe and recognize? How do you practice to be able to aware of the suffering when you hear something, see something? How do you practice to be aware of your speech, your words, that you said it out with anger or with irritation. When we work in the office, there's always someone that, when we look at the first sight, okay, very good, can get along. But someone we look at the first sight, doesn't feel good. Do you feel that way? And practicing awareness will help you to see that you don't have to live your life and driven by those people. You don't have to be carried away by this person doesn't look the way you want that person to be, or to be happy with only this person that you feel like we can have the same vibe, the same kind of energy. So when we're able to stop and aware and be able to be there fully, it's like being in the present moment. So this is all the element of practicing mindfulness. You can practice, you can explore, not only in your sitting meditation. We always try to find ways how to bring the practice of mindfulness awareness in your routine, schedule, in your everyday life. That's why you can see that we don't sit for so long here. We try to see that while you are sitting here, you also do sitting meditation. And open your heart and allow the teaching to go in naturally. While you walk to the dining hall, is also your walking meditation. When you go home, you walk from parking lot to your office, is also your walking meditation. And that is the practice that we apply. We apply practice into our daily life by bringing all these elements into your daily life. And when you continue to practice, this is the mindfulness is a kind of energy. When you continue to be able to stop, to be aware, to be mindful, and that energy of mindfulness, if you keep practicing continuously, it will help you to be able to concentrate. Concentration. So the key here, that's what we try to practice in this community, that how you can weave every moment in your daily life with this energy of mindfulness. Make it continue as much as possible. So the continuity is very important. When there's more and more energy of mindfulness that you can walk mindfully, like this morning the brother shared, if you feel that you're not really here yet, it's not easy to come down to the here and now to be mindful in walking. You just feel that the sole of your foot is touched the ground, touched the Mother Earth. You just focus on that. It's like you printed your foot onto the Mother Earth and focus and bring everything from your head down to your feet. And We try to really walk with our feet. Sometimes we say, don't walk with your head. When you think so much, you walk with your head. And when people walk with you, we can also feel when you walk with your head, because the energy is so dispersed. But when you see the brother and sister that really walk mindfully, you can feel that energy of calm, fresh, stable. And when we can continue, you can also try to come back to your breathing. Breathing is like an anchor that is really hold you, not get lost with the wind and the storm. It's like you throw the anchor into the ocean. The deeper you can put it down, the more they can ground it. And your boat will not be swayed or flip over with the storm of your thinking, the storm of your emotion. When you feel that you can really entrust your feet with the Mother Earth, and you feel that, okay, you start to really walking with your feet, not your head anymore. You can also start by counting. The day that when I feel so much on my head, it's so difficult to concentrate because I don't have enough energy of mindfulness continuously. I just practice like this, and I start to count by I observe my breathing. And breathing in, I count 1, 2, 3. If I not so calm, maybe only 1, 2. So each person's lungs different, and each moment of our life is different. It's what happened inside of us. And I just keep counting, breathing in. I come back to my breathing. First, you focus the sole of your foot with the Mother Earth. When you feel that, okay, you a little bit settle down, you can get a hold of your breathing, because there is very good friend, and they will hold you, ground you, and bring you back to the awareness, to the present moment. And you can count breathing in, 1, 2, 3. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3. Or 4. Usually there's the same or longer. I don't know, someone have a shorter out breath. But just come back and 1, 2, 3. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can breathe with me. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm also excited. I breathe out only 3 times. In this way, when you practice, get a hold of your breath and stay with your breath and your step, and slowly you will find that there's a rhythm in your walking with the Mother Earth, in your breathing, and the steps that go together with your breathing in, breathing out. And in that moment, the sole of your feet, yourself, Mother Earth, your breathing, they're all there as one. And that moment, it's like you training yourself to gain more and more energy of mindfulness and keep it continue, and you have more concentration. And when we walk like that, when there's more concentration, you feel that you feel calmer, you feel everything lighter. Suddenly you can see the rain tree with full of orange, red, bright color. And that you see now is a rain tree. Or the tree full of yellow flowers we call Rashaput or Tonkun in Thai, the king of plant. That plant is the national plants in Thailand. And suddenly you can see all of us. And they have been there. They have been there since the first day you were here. But you have not really seen it because you don't have enough energy of mindfulness and enough continuity of the energy of mindfulness in order to have enough concentration. So when we can have enough concentration, we will be able to look deeply. Look deeply because when we have enough energy of mindfulness and it's continue and we will feel calm enough and it will be like a lake that's very clear and you can see the things as they are. It's not get distorted. And that is the energy of concentration. And when that energy continues, it's allow yourself to look deeper in the things that in front of you. You can look with the orchid, with the flower in front of you. And you can see the beauty of the orchids. And you can see that the orchid is really alive in front of you. It's just not a picture. You can feel the freshness of the orchid. And when you feel the freshness of the orchid, you also feel the freshness inside of you. And you can see that you and orchid are not different. The orchid has freshness in herself. That freshness of orchid also touched the seed of freshness in yourself and bring your freshness. This is how we learn to look deeply and to see the oneness of things, to see that we interconnected with others. And it's bring a lot of joy. That's why when we are practicing mindfulness, there always the saying that mindfulness is the source of happiness. Mindfulness is the source of healing. Mindfulness is a source of health. When we continue this energy of concentration, and when it's continue, you will feel that, oh, I understand now why that day she is so angry with me. You will have an insight, or we call understanding. When I'm calm enough, when I come here, I get away from the office. I walk with all the brothers, sisters, full of energy, and everything that bothered my mind has settled down, has stopped, and I can receive the energy of mindfulness, concentration, and at that moment, the thing that's, when there's something bother in your mind, you don't need to think about it. When the right moment of mindfulness concentration, they will come up anyway. But when you're thinking, it's tiring. And thinking doesn't help because they're always biased, they're always judging, they're always me and I and you. But when you use the energy of mindfulness concentration, you will start to understand that person deeper. And suddenly that person come up in your sitting or in your walking, or while you having drinking tea. And I understand that morning she was so angry with me because she's going through some difficulties with her husband. They are going through divorce. Or her mother is very sick now, so she doesn't have enough clarity and freshness and feel agitated. And this, what we call insight, understanding. It's like when you I don't know, in the science class, when I was young, do you still study this nowadays? You know, when the sun shine on you do this, the test experiment, how you do this? Magnifier. Do you still play with this? Magnifier. When the sun shine, and you let the sun shine very strong, like in Thailand during this time, today is because the weather now, climate change, sometimes hot, sometimes rain, but when it's very hot, it's very hot. You feel like 40 something. When it's very hot, and you let the sunshine go through the magnifier, and you put some paper here, it will concentrate that energy of heat, and it can burn the paper. Have you ever do that experiment? Right? It's the same. When you have this sunshine, it's like the sunshine of mindfulness. It's the light of mindfulness. When you create your daily life and you continue to keep your energy of mindfulness, there will be enough energy of concentration, like it's go to the magnifier. When the energy is so condensed and concentrated, it's burn the paper. It means that it's burn your afflictions. When you start to understand, you start to stop your anger, because you start to understand, what's happening. So this mindfulness, concentration, and insight or understanding, they are the energy of practice. And they are also in each other. When you practice, when you continue mindfulness, then there will be energy of concentration. When you continue energy of concentration, you will see things clearly, look deeply, and see things as it is, and understand the cause and condition that's come about. And you see the way out. You see the direction to go. And when you have enough insight, that insight also keep reminding you. Mindfulness also reminder. So they all go together and go in each other. Sometimes when you have mindfulness, you get insight right away, especially if you already gained that insight. Like, I know that if I eat these dishes, it's so hot, spicy, I will get stomachache. And when I go in line to get the food, I stop and I breathe. As an artist, you recite the gatha before you taking the food. And it's remind me that, it looks so red, orange, green, very beautiful, very tasty. The food is very good right here. But I stop and I see, yes, it's beautiful, but it also can hurt my stomach. And that is stopping awareness, that is energy of mindfulness. And I have gained the understanding before that if I eat that, I will get stomachache. So then my insight come up right away that, okay, pass to the next dishes. So this is, when we understand this kind of energy, we can create it in our daily life, and we can make our life more beautiful, happier. And especially when you gain the insight, understanding, you will naturally feel so easy to let go of your irritation, and you will be able to forgive, love that person. That's why our teacher always reminds us that understanding is the foundation of true love. When you understand, love comes naturally. Love that want to offer happiness, want to remove the other people's suffering. It's come naturally. So if you love someone or someone loves you, you have to ask whether, first, did he or she understand me? And I'll ask even deeper, did he understand himself? Did she understand himself? If you don't understand yourself, how can you understand the others? The Buddha is the one who understands himself perfectly. That's why he can help the whole world. When we learn about this practice, we can also try to understand. Some of you ask that, ước như vậy hả? Đã viết được không? It's wet. Can I write on it? Xin cái khăn khô. When there's some young people ask, I want to find out. I come here, I want to find out, who am I? I want to know about why I am exist. What is my directions? How can I live my life more balanced, happier? Thank you. You have to use more energy with the dry. Now I understand why they give me the wet one. We have body and mind. We all, as human beings, speak generally, we all compose with body and mind. Do you agree? We have our body here, and our mind also here. That's why we exist as we're sitting here. But many times we forget our body. So we come back to our breathing and we mind that, breathing in, I've been sitting here in front of computer for 7 hours already. I still have my body here breathing out. I breathe and relax. That's why some friends, they download the app that you can make the bell ring every 15 minutes or half an hour or 1 hour as you wish, or 6 hours. For those who, it's better than nothing. Some of us practice every 15 minutes and then go down to every 30 minutes or every 1 hour. And some of us turn off. It's bothering me. We have to know how to really stop and find joy in the moment of your stopping and regain your energy, and you will work even more effectively. And when our body is tired, we sit so long or do something or we consume something and we feel sick, our mind also feels sick. Our mind also go down. We feel disappointed, we feel sad. Or sometimes when we work and we're so stressful, our body also stress. You feel ache here and there, your intestine not working so well, your heart doesn't beat so well. And now today we know that the doctor always say that most of the disease come from stress. We stress so much and we have so many strange disease. We have many illness. And we can see clearly that body and mind are one. What happened to your body also happened to your mind. What happened to your mind also happened to your body. And as beginners, when you practice mindfulness, it's very easy. You come back to your body first. You have your body already. It's so precious. When I just saw them, when I feel a strong emotion come up, I just come back and put my hand on my belly. Because I know that when we have strong emotion, everything is up here, right? All kind of thinking and everything. And the feeling, the thinking that come with feelings. And we have to learn how to pull yourself to the core of your body. It's like when it's rain, and if you stay up on the top of the trees, the strong wind comes, the wind of Khao Yai is very strong. Khao Yai, this area known, is a very strong wind. And many years ago, this is the part of Khao Yai National Park. And we learn how to come back to the bottom of the tree. It means come back to your center, your body. And just get in touch with your body, breathing in. I can feel my stomach is rising. Breathing out, I can feel my stomach is falling. It's so simple. And you have already your breath, your body to rescue you. And we don't have to identify ourselves with just one feelings, one anger, one sadness, one despair. And some of young people decide to stop their life, lose their life, just one feelings. But if you know, practice, you will know you are more than that. By just know how to come back to breathe with your body. Can we try? You can sit upright, relaxingly put your hand on your belly. We will try with one sound of the bell. Breathing in, I'm aware that my belly is rising. Breathing out, I'm aware that my belly is falling, rising, falling. Can you feel grounded? I can feel grounded in my body. I can hear the birds, so many kind of birds singing around me. I can feel that my throat is getting dry. That's why I drink my water. This is the practice of mindfulness of your body. And you know what you need to do or not need to do. In our mind, we can go and learn a little more to understand about ourselves. And in Buddhism, the Buddha has taught us so clearly. When I grew up in Thailand, Buddhist country, so we learn this thing a lot all the time. But when I come to learn with Thai, it's very opening for me to the reality and direct experience, because the words and the method that practice with it, and in this mind, it can break into another 4 parts. Our body is one, and the rest is mind, and which is feelings. Another part is perceptions. Another part is mental formations. No need to understand yet. Just enjoy pictures and listening. The last part is consciousness. In Buddhist term, they call 5 skandhas. Or this is the human being composed of these 5 elements. In Buddhism verse, if you study Buddhism, they know that they call 5 skandhas. All 5 elements You know, I grew up, we only call 5 skandhas, or in Thai, khanha. So I never get it. And when I come to learn with Thai the first time, 5 elements. Okay, now I understand. I compose of these 5 elements. Sometimes they call 5 aggregates. 5 things come together, basically. When cause and condition sufficient, you manifest as these 5 things come together. When your mother gave birth to you, your father, part of that, with all your ancestors, many generations, you manifest with these 5 elements, and that's who you are sitting here now. And one day when these 5 elements not enough cause and conditions, you stop breathing, you got in accident, you got heart attack, or whatever, then it stop manifesting. So we are still having all these 5 elements. So it's important to know how to learn to take care of it. Sometimes they call 5 heaps. So this part, when we look deeper in the Buddha teachings, speaks so detailed and clearly that it's composed of feelings, perception, mental formation, and consciousness. And the feelings is the feelings that you have. This morning we also learned in the guided meditation how to breathe and be aware of your feelings coming up. And as practicing mindfulness, we learn how to identify that the feeling that's come up now is present. Because present. I'm very happy to eat such a delicious food here. Breathing in, I enjoy eating. Breathing out, I know this is enough. And all neutral. This morning we learned how to be aware of neutral feelings. It's neither pleasant nor unpleasant. Thai people đã gọi chửi. And it's okay. And that if we are a good practitioner, we can breathe and we can recognize and make this become present, upgraded. Like Thai always remind us, like you sit here, anybody have toothache? You have? And anybody do not have toothache? Many of us, I also don't have toothache. But many times we take it for granted, right? Don't have toothache, just normal. Like I still can walk, and I say, oh yeah, I can still walk. It's normal. That's like neutral feeling. It's nothing to be happy or not happy about it. It's normal. But when we practice, we can realize it. Not having toothache, that neutral feeling is very happy. Because when you have toothache, it's very painful. And living in Pak Chong out in the middle of this field, not easy to go to find the dentist. And be able to walk is a miracle. Be able to sit is a miracle. Some of us, some of our brothers, sisters, because most of us still young, me too. I stay young in my heart. But some of them, even younger than me, many years, they used to be able to sit like you on the ground. And one day something happened with their back, their pain, their legs. They cannot sit on the ground. They have to sit on the chair. And why we still can sit on the ground, we have to acknowledge it and say, this is wonderful. And that you upgrade your neutral feeling to be present feelings. We update many things in our apps, in our digital, in our gadget all the time, right? I think you can update your feelings every day and look at all these conditions and make it become a present feelings. And when we're not very happy, irritated, you can recognize, oh, this is unpleasant feeling. When we can stop and be aware and with your practice of awareness of breathing, you stop, you aware, you can recognize. It's wonderful when you can recognize what happened. When it's a present feeling, you make it maintain. You know that you come here, you feel happy, you come often. You know that You have spiritual friend, and you can have a cup of tea with your spiritual friend. You find more occasion to be with your spiritual friends. But when we have unpleasant feeling, we are also aware and we recognize and we take care of it by coming back to lean on the energy of mindfulness. But our daily life, we lean on the going out and eat, going out and consume. I don't like this feeling. I don't like to be lonely. I just drive out and go eat something, go consume something, go drink something, go watch the movie, or open your phone and then find something to do. But you can come back and aware, breathing in, my unpleasant feeling come up, breathing out. I smile to it. This is my old friend. I have this feeling before and I will take care of it. I will not run away. And the smile is the act of awareness, an act of accepting. And nowadays, I add one more thing, I think. Mixed feeling. You ever have this one? Nowadays, young people, they don't know. They don't know how they feel. When you ask yourself, I don't know. I'm not sure what I feel, present, unpresent, neutral. You can put your category, mixed feelings. And when you're just aware, I have a mixed feeling, I cannot tell what happened with me. Just keep breathing and stay with it. Put your hand on your belly and slowly that energy of breathing, of mindfulness will calm down that kind of turmoil or confuse in yourself, and it will settling down, and slowly enough concentration you will know what it is. Another part of us is perception. The perception, we always have ideas when we look at things. And many times we have many things already inside of us and we project it out, and we have idea about certain things and we judge, we blame, because we have many things that we preconceive. That's why there's a quote that we usually say that, are you sure? Every time when you have some view about someone, some perception about someone, you always ask yourself, are you sure? Because many times our view, our thinking are wrong. Because we are not be able to really fully come back to ourselves, understand ourselves, and have enough mindfulness concentration to be able to be in the other person's shoes, to be able to be in that person's heart and understand fully and accept that person fully. We always usually stand on our side or someone else, and we just look at that person and project on that person. And that's why it creates a wrong perception, and we have many disharmony, we have anger and jealousy. So always ask, are you sure? And come back to breathe and stay with your body, stay with your mind, and calm down. And when the water or in the lake very clear, you will see the things as they are. The third one is mental formations. Actually, there are many mental formations here. In Buddhist psychology, when we study, there are 51. 51. We will not go into detail today. You can ask the brothers in your group if you want to know more. Or we will have another retreat. But it's just to tell you that in our mind they form, and there are many kind of mental activity that come up, like anger, fear, jealousy, mindfulness, concentration, and feelings, perception. These two also in 51. Feelings and perception also in 51 mental formations, because they are so big. Big is mean they have quite an influence in our life. So the Buddha separated and tell us, take good care of it. Take good care of your feelings. Take good care of your perceptions. Be humble about your perception. And so the consciousness is the, I will do double erasing. That's faster. Breathe with me, huh? The fifth element as being human is the consciousness. And consciousness is composed of many kinds of seeds. And I try to make it easier to understand by connect this. This is also the picture that when I first learned with Thai, and it helps me a lot to understand about our mind and how our mind works, how our mind functions. And this part of consciousness, may I draw this as for us to understand easier, simply in our mind, in consciousness. There's many layers, but we can say briefly that it's divided into two layers. Upper layer is the mind consciousness. It's like a living room. Lower part is store consciousness. It's like your store, your storage. And this part of consciousness is mean this part that is full of seeds, all kinds of seeds. It can be wholesome seeds, unwholesome seeds. Wholesome seeds like mindfulness, love, joy, compassion, equanimity. There are all kinds of seeds. And okay. And also unwholesome seed, the negative seed. It can be anger, despair, or depression, jealousy, many negative seeds, irritation, hatred, craving. That is also part of us as human beings. All of us have all kinds of disease deep inside our mind, our stored consciousness. And when we practice the mindfulness, we will be aware of all these seeds that coming up. Like today, when you do walking meditation, and you can feel joyful. So your practice of walking meditation has watered the seed of joy in you. And then you feel very joyful, very fresh. And you have a big smile. You have these feelings. You can smile here in Plum Village. Nobody say you're crazy. You can go everywhere and you can smile. When I practiced the first time, I was in France, and after that, I have a chance to visit friends in the Netherlands. And I walk in the park. I was so happy, and I forgot that I'm not in Plum Village. I have a big smile, and one person who walked past by, a young man, he looked at me and he had a big eyes, and then he also smiled, but it was very scary smile for me. As a young lady and walk by yourself. And then I realized that, I have to know how to apply in my daily life. So I go now walk quietly and I go find my friends. So as have a sangha is also very important. But here you can smile as big as you want, and we encourage you to smile. Smile is also the practice of be aware of your body. Because when you smile, all these little muscles, they get stretched out. And when you smile, the fact that smile also makes your mind happy. So when you're in touch with the seed of joy, you feel this come up here. The joyful energy come up here. This is when it's here, it's lie there as a seed. When it's come up here, it's a kind of energy. And it's the energy of joy. And when it's come up here, we call mental formation. And that's what this one, or this tree, is manifest in here. You see the connection? Our human beings, we have body, we have mind. The consciousness is the seed that all has been there for a long time, maybe passed on for many generations, and it's lie there, all kinds of seeds. And when you touch it, you can touch it by eyes. You're looking at the flowers and you feel joyful. You hear the birds singing and you feel joyful. Ears. You smell the food and you feel happy. Nose. Tongue. When you taste the food, you feel the love of the brother and sister that who cook for us. Body. When it's very hot day and just only a light wind came to your body, you feel very fresh. It waters the seed of ease and freshness in you. And mind is in here. Mind is in here. Mind also means thinking. And Sometimes when you have positive thinking, you feel very happy. Sometimes you don't need anybody to yell at you. You only think of something negative. You already feel angry. You already feel depressed. So this is how our mind works and how is the manifest as a feeling, perception, or all kind of mental formation. And as a practitioner, we learn to recognize when this kind of mental formation or this energy come up. For example, you feel angry. Somebody says something, you hear it through your ears, and it touches the seeds of your anger. And it's come up here, and you feel very angry. Your face. And this is how we practice here. As soon as the seed of anger come up, it's become the energy of anger in here. As practitioner, we call up the energy of mindfulness to come up by going for walking meditation, or sit, breathe, or just slowly enjoy your cup of tea. And that's, we water the seed of mindfulness and we call up the energy of anger. Call up energy of mindfulness to come up and embrace the negative energy. It could be anger, jealousy, irritation, despair, depression, craving. We just call up the energy of mindfulness to come up. By come back to our breathing, by come back to our step. And the energy of mindfulness will hold and receive and embrace the energy of anger. See? When you stop, you're aware and you recognize. When you recognize, you know that this energy of anger come up, and you know what to do. So you call up the energy of mindfulness and embrace it. But sometimes when we do not know how to practice, so easy that we pick up the phone and we just yell at that person, or we pick up the phone and we call another friend and we just blow out and say all kinds of things. Or sometimes we go out, consume alcohol, or we go to see movie or anything. And when we do that, we just let this energy dancing up here and sometimes do harm. Energy of anger can burn the house down. It means can burn your relationship. Many years we have such a good relationship, but just one strong word of anger can just destroy the whole thing, or the love and understanding that we try to practice, to build together. So it's very dangerous when you let this negative energy dancing around here. That's why we need to come back to breathing, step, and calm down and call up. That is mean call up energy of mindfulness. It's like the mother holding the baby when she's crying and just lullaby. Anger is also you. When I was young, we learned that throw away anger is ugly, but you cannot. Anger is part of you. But what we can do, we practice to embrace and to calm it down and to look deeply to understand, and we'll be able to transform it. It's like when we live in a hot country, we use the air conditioner when it's so hot. You come to the room, you don't have to try to throw away the energy of heat. You just need to close all the door and window and turn on the air conditioner and turn it on. And the energy of the cool air will slowly penetrate into the energy of the hot air and neutralize it and become pleasant up to what degree you want to set. Right? The energy of mindfulness is embrace the energy of anger. It's like that. And when you embrace and you feel calm, you can look deeply. And you can call it by its true name. This is what the organizing team want me to talk about today. We still have time, a little bit. You call it by its true name. Like all this mental formation, 51, when it's come up, you need to call it by its true names. And my name is Sister Linh Nghiem. That's why I give me the name in Vietnamese, Dharma name. But if you are here, they know me as Sister Linh Nghiem. But if you're outside of here in Thailand, they know me as Long Pi, Sister Niramisa. When one time, my close friend of my family came and arrived at the gate and asked one of the brothers, I want to see Sister Niramisa. And he said, nobody is Niramisa here. And he had to call my mom, your daughter is not here. Everyone has their true name at certain situation. So now I learned to introduce myself with both names. And so in here also, when it's come up, when I feel angry, instead of Niramisa or Linh Nghiem, I am Sister Anger. Right? When you're angry, the whole body have different kind of energy. And you call that seed that come up, that mental formation, that energy. Oh, I feel sad. I feel so depressed. When it's come up, you call it. This is my sadness. Each of the negative seed or unwholesome seed that come up to be energy up here as a mental formations, we take care the same. But there's symptoms. It's like when you go see doctor, you have allergy is one kind of symptom. You have cancer, another kind of symptom. You have stomach ache, another kind of symptom. And the same when you feel sad, there's the certain kind of act and symptom when you feel angry. When you practice mindfulness, you're aware of that characteristics. But the most important, aware and then call the energy of mindfulness to come up. And when you're aware, you can call it by its true name. If this sadness, I feel every morning I get up, I just get up, nobody yell at me, but I feel so sad. I cannot get up. It's just something deep inside here. It's coming up. It's so easy because the whole night we sleep and we don't practice mindfulness. So it's come up, and sometimes it's happened to me. And when it's happened to me, now I don't question anymore. I say, oh, breathe. Oh, I still have this seed. Breathing in, I'm aware of sadness. Breathing out, I smile. And it disappears. And it's disappear. We don't have to, oh, I'm so sad, and complain about this. When it's become depression because this thing become a knot, because we haven't been taking care of it. Every time we feel sad, we go drink, we go do something else, or we dive deep into that kind of thinking and keep talking about that thinking. And day by day, month by month, it's just no circulation here. So it's become a block of sadness, and it's become depression in our psychic. So the practice is untie this block, untie this knot. Go back and look 6 months before, 1 year before, 3 months before, what you have done, what you have consumed. When you have the sadness feeling coming up, and you know that you didn't call mindfulness to come up and take care. You go watch this movie even more sad. You go talk to those people who not practice and very negative, you feel even sadder. Or you go eat more, you sleep more. So we just need to breathe and come back. I'm aware of my old friend coming up again, breathing out, I smile to my old friend. That's how we call energy of mindfulness, to embrace the energy of sadness. And every time it's come up, you do just that. And it doesn't have to stop sadness right away. The point is the continuity. Remember the continuity. When it's come up, just breathe. When you put your hand on your belly, the emotions still flying around, you just keep breathing and stay with it. Every time you remember still breathing, it will calm down. The first time when I was learning the practice, I was angry. I walked in the forest 2 hours and it doesn't come down. After 2 hours, it calmed down. And then slowly, when emotion come up, I put hand on my belly, put the hot water bottle, and 20 minutes in the storm. And when that 20 minutes, keep staying with it, stick with the breathing, and that when it's enough energy of mindfulness concentration, suddenly this embrace and make the seed of sadness smaller, calm down, and it's go down. Deep in your consciousness again. And it's become smaller. Don't expect it will go away completely. We're not a Buddha yet. But next time it is come up, much easier to take care. And this is what we call right diligence. Right diligence doesn't mean you have to go somewhere and sit for the whole day and try to find enlightenment. But how do you remember to come back every time when the negative seed come up, and come back and invite the seed of mindfulness come up by your practice and embrace it and call it by its true name. Anger, jealousy, sadness. And when you can embrace slowly, you will be able to look deeply, and when you look deeply, you can understand. And it's suddenly one morning, you get up and you feel so normal about that person again. You don't feel negative with that person anymore. You feel that, you can accept her, he or she as they are. And that's when we have love, when we have compassion. Because you have touched the happiness inside you, you have understand yourself. So naturally that happiness also flows to others, to the other person. You have practice and you'll be able to remove your suffering. So that the capacity to remove other people's suffering is there. And you know that the suffering is it's this much. And if that person, they must have even more suffering than me. That's why they have such an act or such an behavior. I would like to share briefly because the topic is please call me by my true name today. I will let you hear the song. It's from Thai's poem. And the poem comes from Thai's practice to take care of his anger. And the story happened during the time that in Vietnam, there's Vietnam War, and many people have to escape the country and to go to the third country. And to be a boat people, they get on the boat without knowing how that would be. Will they be able to finally get to the third country? So they come to the Gulf of Thailand. In the ocean, in that sea, during that time, Thai Sister Income also helped, and he has so many stories that so tragedy, so sad, so suffering, because a lot of dangerous and a lot of sea pirates, Thai sea pirates, also come to the boat and rob and rape. And people die. And one time Thai received a letter and hear that there's a 12-year-old girl in the boat in the Gulf of Thailand was raped by the sea pirate. And she threw herself down into the ocean and killed herself, drowned and died. And Thai was so sad. All the system come to me at that time, all the Vietnamese people is so sad and so angry. She told me that time nobody want to buy mama mee gỏi, instant noodle of Thai people, of Thailand. Nước mắm, fish sauce. That time mama is very popular, instant noodle. And everyone boycott. Thai also, as a human being, he also get angry and suffers so much with that news. So he take care of himself by continue to do walking meditation. Cannot sleep. And he continued to do walking meditation to recognize and call it by its true name, that this is anger is coming up, and calm it down, embraced with the mindfulness energy. And he be able then to look deeply and see that if he himself grew up along the coast of Thailand, of the Gulf of Thailand, in the fisherman village, no education, and nobody really take care of that person as a boy, 5 or 10 years old, not going to school, and just go out and try to find something in ocean for living. And after that, grow up 25 years old, of course you will be just like that man. Especially when you have these boat people come and go to the third country, they bring a lot of gold, a lot of money, everything they have in order to settle. So, and that's become their job, their living, the golden opportunities. And Thai saw that if he grew up in that kind of village, he will be exactly like that person. He doesn't see that he himself different from that person anymore. And he also feel the pain of the girl that being raped. So when he can really be in that skin of that man who raped the girl, and he can see that all the education, all the environment, all the school system, the government system, they all take part in it. And that's really calm him down, and then he can stop the suffering from that anger and call it by true name. And the suffering has transformed into be able to understand and feel the joy of understanding again. So when we can see this in our life, when we have difficulty with someone, with our mother, father, our beloved one, our friends, our colleagues, we can try to call it by its true name. I have anger, irritation, jealousy, and calm it. And when it's calmed down, you try to look deeply and be in that person's shoes. And you will see that, oh, if I grew up with my father who have to go to refugee camp and live in a very tough and strict environment, of course I will be so easy to get irritated. And I will scold at my kids, just like my father has been doing to me. So when we can do this, we can touch their suffering and we understand, and the compassion arrives. That we don't want to blame that person anymore. And we see the interconnection of the word that we use, the inter-are. We inter-are with that person. We are not separate from that person. And it can bring us a lot of great understanding and great compassion, like Thai always practice and live his life for us to see. So I would like to end the talk with inviting my brother and sister to sing "Please Call Me by My True Name" in 3 languages, so you can enjoy without your earphone. We are in an international retreat, so we sing in English, Vietnamese, and Thai. And I wish you all the wonderful time for the rest of the retreat and be able to find yourself, find peace and understanding within you, and have a lot of love and compassion within you and for others. Thank you so much for being here together.
My choice lies spring so warm, is May's flowers bloom over the earth. My pains like a river of tears, so vast is the oceans. Please call me by my true names, so I can hear all my cries and laughter as once, so I can hear that my joy and pain are one. Please call me by my true names, so that I can wake up and the door of my heart could be left open. The door ฉันด้วยเชื่องแท้จริงเพื่อความตื่นรู้อย่างแน่ชัดเพื่อประตูของหัวใจจะเปิดรับถึงความจริงđau buồn một dòng sông nước mắt chảy ra tràn đại dương tan theo ngàn muôn sóng lòng này nhiều khi vui tươi thắm sáng như ngàn hoa giữa nắng xuân hồng gọi thật tên tôi cả vui lẫn buồn để tôi được nghe tất cả một lần mà thôi để tôi nghe buồn vui là một gọi thật tên tôi cả vui lẫn buồn để tôi thức tỉnh lòng từ bi mở ra khắp nơi chan hòa.
There's so many things we learned today. I wrote on the board. Don't need to remember. And just let it sit in your stock consciousness. Your mind will do its own work. The only thing you need to remember is breathe and smile. So easy. Forget everything that I shared this morning. Thank you so much for being here. Let us enjoy 3 sounds of the bell together.